Beverly Hills, California. Folks, I'm going to tell you a story that nobody's ever talked about, and I never heard anybody say a word about this until now. Before I begin, please subscribe, like, share, and hit that hype button they got now. Cream, Happy New Year to you. And folks, before I begin to tell you my story, okay, I want you to know, I want to wish everybody a very happy, happy New Year. And happiness, folks, is so important. There are so many people in this world today that are not happy, all for different reasons. But we got to learn to be happy, love who we are, love the skin that you have, that you were born in. Okay? Remember something. We are all human beings, and we should be loving each other and not hating. You're going to be seeing some different things from me coming this year. First of all, you should know that I started my YouTube way before Diddy and all that news. So I have a lot of stories that I want to tell you and share with you. So please, hit that subscribe button and smash that like button, folks. All right? Do those things. They help my channel out, okay? I told you my goal is only to get to 25,000 subscribers. I'm a little over 14,000 right now. The reason I want to do that, you will not find another channel where that person answers every single comment. But you do from this gentleman, Gangster. Yes, I was a gangster, and I am a gentleman, folks. Let me begin tell you about that New Year's Eve in 1993. My brother David Savin, who he and I came from San Francisco down to Los Angeles together around 1979, 1980, something like that there. David and I still close. At that time, we ran the Better Business Bureau Yellow Pages. David and I are like brothers, and he's currently married. He lives in Palm Springs now, semi-retired. But in 1993, David had a date, and I had a date. I believe I was dating this beautiful blonde that I met at the Better Business Bureau here in Beverly Hills. And she was from Texas. And David, forget the name of the girl David was with. But we began with dinner at an Italian restaurant on Cannon Drive. Had a lovely dinner. I was invited to Joe Stellini's party at his restaurant on Pico Boulevard. Joe Stellini was very close to OJ Simpson. We went to that party. It was packed, okay, who's who, and Hollywood was there. It was an awesome evening. We were drinking, we were having fun. It was a great time. Until, boom, OJ smacked Nicole Simpson. He smacked his wife. The room went quiet. The band stopped playing. A few minutes went by. We got back to normal. Everybody saw it. All the Hollywood people that were there saw it. Actors, actresses, you name them, they were there. They all saw it. I saw it. David saw it. David and I were just talking about that yesterday. So I thought I wanted to come here and share that with you. Remember, that was December 31st, 1993. And then, you all know what happened on June 12th, 1994. To Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman. You all know about the big trial, and OJ found not guilty. He had a great legal team, no question about it. Agent Orange, good morning, how are you? Okay, we don't have a lot of people. A lot of people probably got hangovers from last night. So I wanted to share that story for you. Roy DeMille, thank you. I look like a funeral director. Well, you should be happy, Roy, that I'm not your funeral director. Wanderer, happy, my friend Wanderer. Okay, who else we got here, folks? Okay, Agent Orange, Cream. Folks are not leaving any comment. What do I think about the afterlife? Well, do you know something? Is there an afterlife? Okay, because I have not met anybody yet that's been able to say they've been there to talk about it. Roy, my biggest heist was robbing an LA City jail and robbing drug dealers. Oh, you don't know about how I robbed the LA City jail, do you? Of cable boxes? Agent Orange, yes, flooding up here too. Okay? My friend George Gallo, who's writer and director of my script, okay? He lives up in Hollywood Hills. Part of his property fell down the hill into the pool below him, of the owner below him down the hill, okay? And there's my friend Nancy Flowers. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while, Nancy. Where you been? Hi, Nami. Huh, folks? So I wanted to share that story about OJ Simpson and Nicole. And for those who haven't heard it, hit replay because you want to hear it. So, you know, folks, I always ask you, I keep asking you, all right, to please subscribe. And know that I started my YouTube channel way before Diddy. So I got a lot of stories that I want to tell you. And I'm going to begin with one right now. On how the FBI tried to create crimes and call it organized crime and call it mafia just because we are Italian. This is a true story. You all heard of Elvis Presley. Well, my very dear friend, Joe Esposito, was Elvis Presley's right-hand man. He's the one who found him unalive in the bathroom in Memphis at his home. Another friend of ours was Sal Bonifetti, somebody you probably never heard of, okay? Sal Bonifetti was a legendary music tour producer who worked extensively with Neil Diamond. handling his major tours and productions, including shows at famous venues like the Greek Theater. He served as a key figure behind the scene to make Neil Diamond's massive live shows happen. Folks, I've been there a couple times at the Greek. Okay, we had first class things watching Neil Diamond. I gotta tell you, he was fantastic. Okay? He's Erica Kay is expecting a baby. I hope it's by Charlie. Other artists, Bonifetti also produced tours for The Doors, Michael Jackson, Frank Sinatra, amongst others. He passed away in February 2007. Sal was a great guy. Sal, Joe, me had a common friend named Peter Razor. Peter Razor was the biggest kiter of checks in the country. Do you know what kiting checks is about? You can't do it today, but in those days, Peter was into the millions. And he got caught with it. And would you believe that the FBI tried to make an organized crime case out of it because they had the name OJ Spado, Joe Esposito, and Sal Bonifetti. Dark Mill Hills, we got a troll here, all right? You know, why is people come here? If you don't like me, go on, move on, go someplace else. Thank you, Fishing with Rivers. You know, folks, you don't realize it right now. In 81 years, I have never had a back problem. Never had an ache or anything. But all of a sudden, 3 days ago, my lower back, so crazy, so painful, okay? Can't believe it. I never had it in my life. I don't know what happened. I didn't lift anything heavy, nothing. But hey, we got somebody from Will from the UK. How you doing, mate? Okay, I love the UK. I'll be coming to London hopefully this year. All right. Everybody wants to buy this painting, but nobody's offering me any money. You want to buy it? Give me a price. What you think? Okay? If it begins with a 5 over or more, and I don't mean 100, I might sell it. Sam, how young are you, Sam? Sam Machin. Sam, how young are you and where you from, young man? Let me know. So, folks, would you believe that that was the last year that I went out for New Year's Eve? Do I sit on a wallet? No, I don't. I don't have anything in my back pockets. 33 years old from the UK. I'll tell you something, my friend. You heard of Joey Pyle, Freddie Foreman, the Richardsons, Roy Shaw. I can go on and on. Dave Courtney, all friends of mine. Some of the greatest guys that I know are from London, folks. Okay? You've heard me say this before. Those are guys that really stand-up guys. I can't say enough about them. I cannot say enough. Not like all the rats we got in this country. Yeah, they got rats, but they don't have rats like we do. Oh my God. Suzanne from Scotland, how are you? So folks, I'll tell you how I, now, I don't go out for New Year's Eve. I feel that's for amateurs and so forth. I watched the ball go down in Times Square at 9 o'clock, my time here in Beverly Hills. It's midnight in New York. I was born in New York, so I feel that's when my New Year's begins. All right? Just a little quirk I got, okay? Linda, you from New York? What part? Folks, don't forget, you know what? I'd like to know where you're all from. Leave me a comment of where you're from, okay? And if you don't mind, your age. I don't like to ask women their age, but, please do, okay? Nancy Lyons made it here. How are you, Nancy? Great to see you. All right? Linda, you're from Albany. Well, I was born in Rome, New York, so that's not far from you. Hello, neighbor. All right, Scotland, Arizona, Ogden, Utah. Oh, Nancy Lyons all over the place here. I learned something I watched David, David, PDB. He's got a great show, folks, okay? I try to watch on YouTube. I like YouTube. I don't like all the liars, all right? Sam, you're from Fulham. I don't like the liars, the gossipers. You don't hear me gossiping. You don't hear me lying. I tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. And a lot of people can't take the truth. We got Jacques from South Africa. That's far away. How are you, my friend? Thank you for coming. Okay? Yeah, there's so much garbage on YouTube. I can't understand how they even allow it, okay? We know who they are. You know who they are. And this is why, folks, all they're looking for, they don't, you write them a comment, okay? And they don't write you back. They got 600, 700,000, a million subscribers. They do not write you back, okay? Ori Spado does. Ori Spado even writes back to the people who leave Nancy comments. Yeah. I write them back. So check my comments, folks, if you'd like to see what kind of guy I am, okay? I'm not tooting my horn, okay? I'm not here like the other that I just want to click. Yeah, I want them, okay? It all helps for me, all right? New York. Hi, Thomas from New York. What part of New York, Thomas? Okay. Leave me a message. Put a comment, please, folks. Okay? Put a comment where you're from, and I'd like to know. Tommy, upstate New York. That's where I was born, in Rome, New York. Are you far from Rome? How far upstate are you? Catskill area. It's a beautiful area. Thank you, Queen. All right? Your dad was from Rome? No kidding. What was his last name? You might say I'm gorgeous. Thank you. All right, Bo from Europe. Got people from all over the world here this morning. I didn't think we'd get many people here today. Okay? Nathan, you from Rome? Hello, my fellow Roman here. That's cool. Huh? China? Rome's a good little town. That's where I was born, folks. Huh? Great little town. South Asia, Ireland, got them all over the world. So as I was saying, folks, I began my YouTube before Diddy. So I got plenty and plenty of story that I'm going to be telling you in this brand new year, 2026, okay? Honestly, I'm tired of Diddy, okay? I don't care what he does, all right? I don't have no hate for the guy. I don't like the guy. I don't like any man that beats woman, okay? And you know what? OJ Simpson was loved much more than Diddy ever thought about being. Everybody loved him. He was good looking, moved in the right circle. Everybody remember him running through the airport, all right, for the advertisements for a Hertz rental car. Remember that? Remember the movies he was in? And if you listen to my past things, that New Year's Eve was not the first time I ever saw him raise a hand toward Nicole Simpson, okay? "75 years old from Miami." So folks, put your notifications on so you know when I'm going to be coming. I try to give you motivational and inspiring information, but I only give you the truth and the facts. Okay, I don't embellish on the story like others do. Okay, let them do what they want to do. I can't stop them. They can't stop me. But I am who I am, and I will be exactly who I am. I'm not changing for nobody. All right? All right? You know one thing I'm going to start doing now, folks? I got to exercise a little bit more. And I've been watching the local news station about, there's a lot of places where senior citizens, hey, you know, and on Instagram, there's some beautiful senior citizen women, all right, that got a lot, and they're beautiful. So maybe I'll meet somebody, who knows, okay? We never know, never ever say no, because you don't know. All right, Chuck Norris, great actor. All right, Patricia, thank you. Maybe twin thumbs down to what? I don't know. Thank you all. You are so awesome with your comments. All right? No, I don't collect baseball cards. You know, folks, I'm one guy who never really had a hobby. Uh, my hobby was working, hustling, making money, and I'm going to tell you about all the different ways that I did it. You know, I talked to you about 1993. I had, at that time, folks, okay, I had a company called American Check Guarantee, where we guarantee checks for businesses, stores, and everything. Okay, and now look, at hardly anybody writes checks anymore. Okay, well, maybe for the rent we do. I just wrote my rent check yesterday. All right. Uh, Actually, I give money to my church every month, and uh, those are the only two checks I write. Thank you, folks. Telling everybody to be respect. Okay? I'm 81 years old because I live by the word respect, honor, and loyalty. So, folks, I wanted to come here and tell you that story about OJ Simpson, Nicole, and you can look all you want, every place. Nobody's ever talked about that time at Joe Stellini's restaurant, a few blocks down on Pico Boulevard, not far from me. I respect all people, Raylis, until they show me differently, okay? Thank you, Bella. How are you? Bella Books, okay? Did I ever have a job that I grew to hate? You know, folks, I don't have a lot of hate in me. I don't hate all the informers that work for the government to put me in prison. I don't like them, but I don't have hate. It has nothing to do with living in a black or white area, okay? You got it right, KZ. All right? Does no good to hate, okay? You know, I pray in the morning, I pray at the night, a lot of times I pray during the day. But you know, the last thing I asked the Lord for, Wanderer, thank you for that thanks button. Okay, folks, there's a thanks button there if you wanted to show me some love and support. Okay, it would help. It helps me do what I do for you. Now I lost my train of thought. Wander, thank you. Wander always comes through there. He's a great guy. I don't know the Dolls Diva's sister. No, I don't know who they are. I don't speak Spanish, Adrian. Wish I did. I don't speak Italian unless I'm in Italy. And when I'm in Italy, I can speak it and understand it. Go figure that one out. Zena from the Soviet Union. Man, that's great. I hear it's a very beautiful country there. I have a lot of friends that are Russian, and of course they are gangsters. Some of the best men you ever want to meet, okay? You probably think I'm crazy. How can I say gangsters are some of the best? Us gangsters got bigger hearts than most people, okay? Am I familiar with what detective? No, I'm not familiar with those detectives. Okay? Zena, you were born in 1940? You're actually older than me, man. God bless you. Thank you. Huh? Got somebody older than me here, folks. Well, anyways, I wanted to share that story about OJ Simpson with you. Okay? I'm going to be coming back. I'm going to be telling you more stories, more about my life, more about my life in the mafia. Okay? Things that I did as a Hollywood fixer. Okay? For those who don't know, I was friends with Frank Sinatra, D. Martin, the whole Rat Pack. I used to drink with them. All right? So I wanted to share all that with you. And I'm going to be telling you a lot of stories, folks. January is going to be a big month for me. And I'm going to be sharing it with you once the word comes down. Okay? We should be able to start casting for my movie by the end of January. And then I hope for a positive word out of an agency from New York. The guy's going to be calling me January 5th, which is only 4 more days, right? So everybody, listen, I know a lot of you stayed up late last night. I wanted to come here, give you a little bit of my story, and as usual, folks, all my love and respect to you all. Please subscribe, like, share, all that there. Thank you, folks. Have a great day. God bless, and happy and prosperous and healthy New Year.